Have you ever had a week where everything's just quiet? Not the peaceful kind, the weird, is it me or is the world muted kind? If this relates, welcome to episode 7 of Quacks Chats. Play that intro music, boy.
Hear the laughs, feel the chat, story spinning, imagine that. Life games and a little sass. Quacks and Chats, a bearded Steve podcast. Podcast, podcast. Bearded Steve podcast. Podcast, podcast.
Hello. Well, there we go. We're at episode 7, just over halfway of season 1 already. I can't believe it. But yeah, this week, bit deepish. It's about silence, boundaries, and why saying nothing sometimes can be louder than just quacking on. So silence is a weird one. Sometimes it's lovely, like the moment after you beat a boss you've been stuck on for weeks, but sometimes it's heavy, like when you're sat in a Discord and nobody talks and you think, oh god, do they all hate me? 9 times out of 10, yeah. In my case. For you guys, probably not, because you guys are amazing. I've spent a lot of my life filling silence, banter at work, streaming chatter, talking just so it wasn't quiet. But the thing I've learned, slowly, stubbornly, is it's always harder to talk about what you're feeling. So when I moved up north earlier this year, again, I moved up north if you didn't know, there were nights I'd sit on the sofa, lights off, no stream, no games, just nothing. It wasn't sad exactly, it was just letting my brain breathe. And you know what, the next day, I felt so much better. The big lesson, silence could be a reset button if you choose it. And when I finally started speaking up, telling people, hey, that's a joke, that joke's a bit far, or telling mates, nah, can't do voice tonight, life didn't implode. In fact, it got better. People respected it and the air felt clearer. So yeah, I use silence quite a lot for my own mental health. So I'm quite a retrospective person, so I will be like, cool. I will sit back and go, cool, I'm going to stop and just jot down stuff to be like, cool, this is what my brain wants, this is what it's saying. And like, I call it self-infantry. Yeah, and it's a great tool, but yeah, silence can be really scary, where you just need to be quiet. Like random nights, queuing, solo, no mics, absolute legend of a teammate pinged armor, dropped plates, and we rotated him out of a bad push. No words, just steady kindness. It hit me. Even silence can carry care if it's paired with action though. I wanted to be that for people and let people be that for me, but yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll be like, cool, someone's struggling, I will go in and then I'll be like, you sure? And I'll just be quiet. Yeah, moment 2 on stream, someone's banter landed way too personal, and some of the DMs that I get. Old me would have laughed it off, but new me, I have to step back, take a breath, and said, hey, that's not cool. It's over the line. Like, let's figure out why you're being angry. They respected it. The world didn't end. The vibe actually got warmer, and boundaries spoken out loud make the room make room to breathe. So yeah, it's just saying that silence can be a curse, but it can also be really nice. Again, like when you go on a walk and you find a bench and just sit there. I used to do it on nights out all the time when my mental health used to be really bad, and you just find a bench, sit there and breathe, and it's great. But yeah, the good silence moments where you can sit there and you've got nothing on and you sit there in silence. That's a good silence. But when it's all bubbling up and you've just had enough and you go silent, that's when it's the hardest to speak out, but it's where you need to. But yeah, like I was saying, good where it's nothing on, bad when you're sitting in like a VC or a phone call and nothing gets said and it's just, they're like, oh, that person hates me. Like, I'm a classic overthinker. Go back to the INFJ episode. I'm a classic overthinker. So that silence, I'm like, they hate me. I've said something. What have I done? Oh. And I won't say anything because I don't want to make the other person feel uncomfortable. But I will just sit in silence and be like, I'm really awkward now. Yeah. But yeah, I used to think that silence meant people were mad at me. No, I know sometimes it just means we all need to breathe, and it's finding those people you can be comfortable with to be silent with and feel comfortable. That's what you want to have around. Well, that's what I want to have around me. So what does silence actually teach us? So it teaches patience, allows nothing to happen, and you're like, cool, I've got this and this and this. But silence, you can sit there and you're like, cool, it will happen. If I sit here for 2 minutes, will anything happen? It teaches you to who checks in on you as well. So if you're out there all the time and you're like, oh yeah, I'm here, look, I stream a lot, so if I suddenly disappear off the face of the earth and I'm like, cool, I'm taking a moment for myself, I know there'll be people, I'm not going to mention them, but I'll know there'll be people that will be like, you okay, what's up, you feeling good? And it also teaches you to listen to yourself more. We're social creatures, so you want to go and talk to people, but if you're not feeling it and your body's like no, you'll automatically like just start closing doors and becoming quiet. But yeah, silence, it can be a killer, or it could be something that you rise from. So yeah, that's my main story.
Quacks and Chats, a bearded Steve podcast. Bearded Steve podcast.
Right, nearly halfway, so let's do a mini reset together. So shoulders down, breathe in, hold, and let it out slow. Oh, that's made me feel all nice and loose. But yeah, let's get into the gaming news. EAFC is out. People are still rage quitting. People are getting lucky in packs. Yeah, loads going on in EAFC. Player career is bugged where managers don't get sacked. I've got a mate, well, he's a real joker, he's been playing it. And Man United are where they belong, down at the bottom of the league in 20th, but they're not sacking the manager for some reason. So yeah, a load of big games as well are coming up with, they're being nicer and using accessibility options, so more colourblind options, bigger screen text, and changing colours. So yeah, big studios are actually caring about their community, which is absolutely great to see. Yeah, apart from that, nothing really new. Horizon 6 has been announced as well. It's going to be taking part in the streets of Tokyo, which was what we predicted a couple of episodes ago. Look at this, we're future tellers. Because we're that good at now telling the future, the winning lottery numbers for next week are
Quacks and Chats, a bearded Steve podcast. Bearded Steve podcast.
You think I was going to give the lucky lottery numbers away? I'm going to keep them all for myself. Quacks and chats are going to become global very quick if it does. So we're looking at the comments on Spotify for last week's streaming highs and lows. We've got 2 absolute peaches. So Rachie in the comments went, I love streaming and I just have such an amazing community. It's so worth it with the laughs and cries of it all. There we go. And it just backs what we said last week, where the highs of streaming are great and the lows you can end up in tears. And Chels, Cheesecake Queen, one of the just an absolute legend, said, one time while streaming, one of my mates nearly walked in the frame with just his boxers on. Would have been banned straight away. Yeah, he would have been banned. And lucky guy, if it can be seen that far away, is all I'm going to say. We've had a couple of DMs as well where, which were quite sweet. One of them said they took a quiet night after last episode, put the phone down on Do Not Disturb with a hot chocolate and just existed. Elite move, no stream, just chills and vibes. Sometimes it's needed, like we've said in this whole episode. Another one said I couldn't game tonight. Well, I couldn't game personally because of work, and they went, fair enough, see you tomorrow, which is a good sign of a good friend, isn't it? Like, yeah, but that's community corner. If you want to be included, make sure you are joining the Discord and popping comments either on Amazon Music, Spotify or YouTube.
Quacks and Chats, a bearded Steve podcast. Bearded Steve podcast.
And who can forget my second favourite part of the episode, the weird, wacky news of the world. We're going to get an intro. We'll make it its own separate thing, I think. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We covered it a couple of weeks ago. It's still getting views. Literally cars going by an intersection or a junction in the UK. Yeah, it's still going. It's still great. We love it. And someone tried to name their baby Eamon. Yeah, we know about that one. So yeah, weird news. Nothing really weird's happened in the world, which is quite weird. Apart from a giant duck does a world tour every few years, and I've had to lock my ducket hat away because it's getting jealous. If it docks near me, I'm taking a family photo. Just don't ask who the mother is, please.
Quacks and Chats, a bearded Steve podcast. Bearded Steve podcast.
And that's it for this week. Another short snippet of what's going on, but I think it's ironic that one of the shortest playlists will be about silence, because yeah, it's silence. Please don't make the views and listen silence though. But yeah, we've talked silence, gaming, traffic cams, standard Quacks and Chats business. But yeah, do me a massive favour, rate the podcast. It does really help. It helps push out to some more people can hear. Join the Discord, the link is in the description. Follow so you don't miss next week's episode, which will be my first 2 role models, so made and chosen. Yeah, it's going to be an emotional one. It's going to be a good one. Bring your tissues ready, but make sure you are here for next Monday at 12 o'clock. But yeah, you've been listening to Quacks and Chats, a Bearded Steve podcast. Till next week, good bye.
Thanks for watching Quacks and Chats with the bearded Steve. A bearded Steve podcast.